Actually, when I first heard the riff that Luke came up with, I don't know, I just thought it was very catchy straight away.
Yeah, I think the main guitar riff is really, really cool, really interesting, not really like anything else we've done before.
I had these chords. And it was kind of like, you know, those metalcore, like a prom queen riff. Oh, yeah. That was the original thinking, but just doing it weird in our way.
For the drum parts, I'm not sure where I was heading with it. I just know I wanted it to sort of be, I guess, big and stompy.
I liked the lyrics. Like, I'd heard the term Sharksfin for the gap on the wiper blade, but I'd never really thought about it. I was like, that's kind of cool. I like that.
I was just trying to write Death Cab for Cutie lyrics.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all been in that situation where someone's like, yep, the cops are here. And you're just like, fuck, like it kills the mood so much. Luke sort of does some cleaner vocals, something like I might do, and I do some vocals that are maybe a bit harsher than what you're used to hearing from me. You know, every song Luke's just fucking screaming and I'm, you know, doing my, you know, pretty boy, Justin Timberlake type thing. You know, as a band, we don't really like to take ourselves too seriously. My turn for a piss. You just had a piss.
Oh my god.
But when do I get to piss?
When do I get to piss?
Mom, Dylan pissed twice in a row.
Dylan pissed before I got to piss. Totally not the tone I was going for.
Yeah, we're ever not serious. Like, we never do a fucking Lonely Island comedy song.
I am the pianist.
Rhymes with pianist.
And the whole thing was a bit melancholic, and I just thought that was a different direction for us to go, which I thought was kind of cool.
It's easy to hide behind, like, you know, just clever words that don't really mean anything.
Doing something that was a bit more like gritty, and yeah, like honest.
Yeah, a bit more open, a bit more brave.
I honestly don't know too much about the lyrics. I may have read them once, but I know there's something about windshield wipers.
The song was really challenging, I think, especially for Dylan.
Dylan's rhythm that he had trouble playing one note with.
Oh, fuck the verses.
Normally, just kind of write the song on the computer and then learn our own parts and then demo it that way. This time we made sure we had played all the songs a bunch of times in the rehearsal room before we actually went out and, you know, recorded them.
That's always a big part of my sort of drum writing process, seeing what sort of feel I can get in the room when we jam these demos.
Yeah, so we recorded drums and vocals with Lewis Wandenbergs like we normally do. Heavy metal.
Yeah, those days I always find really relaxing in a sense, even though I might not come across as relaxed.
I bet he's wanking under there.
And Lewis always manages to get a great sound.
Like, so a month prior to going in, I was just rehearsing that song every single day. The shark's fin on the windshield wear. And everyone was in the control room and they were like, yeah, this kind of sounds like Scott Stapp or whatever his name is. So I was pretty upset by that because I was pretty happy with my performance on that one. But nobody else was.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa! Fuck you, cunts. Did you know that Elton John doesn't eat lettuce? He's more of a rocket man. We went to a guy here in Adelaide named Jack Hartley who works at Interim Studios, and he really specialises in reamping guitars and bass.
Because like we've tried reamping before, but then the mixers just don't use it, so that was a waste of time.
It took a long time. It was like, what, an 11-hour day, I think?
Like a gorilla.
And yeah, Jack was so funny, so much fun to hang out with. I loved, you know, just being in the studio and hanging out with him and and that he let me use all his amps.
I think we need to turn the range down a bit on it. I think it's a bit too much.
Too wah-y.
About 2 hours was bass. We just put in my usual live setup and he went, fuck yeah, that's a good tone. And I went, yeah, it is.
I know Declan and I think Luke were both sort of after a more organic sound.
Earlier this year, Drug Church put out an EP called Tawny, and it just fucking sounds incredible.
And yeah, I think the difference is they're a lot better players than we are. That's why they sound better.
John Markson is the guy who mixed it. I reached out to him, and he was great. Really happy with the result. And we also got Machine, and he's mastered like all of my favorite albums. He did Clutch, Armor for Sleep. He did like so many amazing masters. So obviously we went with him.
We're at a Wolf and Chain film shoot as extras, and Luke said to me something about being like a lead protagonist in a short film he wanted to do.
And then when it came to deciding what we were going to do for a video for this song, Luke said, oh, what about that film I wrote, that short film I wrote for Dylan?
I was like, that sounds fun. I'm into that. Any excuse to be in front of the camera, really.
Fucking hard, actually.
I went to school with this guy. He was like drink driving, and he was in a car accident, killed the other guy in the car with him. He was like hiding out of his house, and people were doing like throwing shit at his house and calling him, you know. And that always stuck with me. Just some dude stuck in his house, just scared to go outside. So that's where the original idea came from.
Our budget was really thin for this one, so we decided to do it ourselves.
And it ended up being not so easy.
That better have been good.
We were gonna rent some cine lenses, and I was watching comparisons and going, I can't tell the fucking difference. No one else is gonna be able to. I'm sure some film nerd will go, oh, there's softness in the edges of the frame. I go, shut up, idiot.
And we just spent so many nights just here in like literally this room, just like shooting from like 6 p.m. until midnight.
Fucking tiring. It took close to a month, I think. Like probably 2 to 3 nights a week at Luke's house mainly. And his lounge room was trashed for the entirety of it, which sucks to be them.
Lift your left foot, Hayden. Oh, yep. Stop, no, hang on.
Oh, this was a bad idea.
Fucking help, not film. Rolling. Go for it. The little band cameo was originally going to be a house party. I was like, that's too fucking hard to film. And if we have a house party, I'll get too drunk, within the first hour. So that won't happen. So I was like, let's make it a movie night. I think Dylan was actually going to a movie night that weekend.
Where's my fucking beer cup? I don't know. Prick. Shut the mouth. I'm assuming it's water.
Made you flinch.
Yeah, you did. Roll.
Yeah, I think we had a few people do slow drive-bys while we were throwing toilet paper all over the front yard.
I see why people do it. TPing someone's house is fun. It took us like 10 minutes to clean the whole thing up and go, well, I'm mildly inconvenienced.
I sort of just rocked up, asked what I needed to do, helped out where I could, and ate popcorn, maybe drank a beer or two.
The camera's not real. It can't hurt you. Don't worry about it. Dylan is the best actor out of the group.
Rolling. Yeah, not crazy eyes. That was ridiculous.
He can put himself into any character he really needs to be.
Obviously, if you've been following the band, you know that we do these sort of little skits to promote whatever show we have coming up, or a new release, or something like that.
We'll bring the brandy, you bring the caviar.
Come join us, mate. And a few times it landed on me.
They're always the best, and they're always so funny because he's just like great at doing voices, has like a really expressive face.
I'm playing the skill tester.
Oh, gross. A piece of shit. Doctor, I think I've broken my arm. It looks like there's bone coming out of my leg. Am I okay? And apparently it went well. So that's why we ended up using me as the lead for this clip.
Dylan was is the star of the video clip.
And I'm happy about it. It's fun.
Luke Pearce is definitely part of our team and works with us pretty closely all the time.
That's awesome. It's like, did you ready?
You know, he really helped us get this off the ground.
Fuck, what did Piercy do? Nothing. I'm kidding. What did Piercy do though?
I like Piercy. He's a good laugh to have around.
We're lugging this suitcase around. We filled it with bricks from the backyard. So all the shots where I look like I'm struggling to carry it, I really am, because it probably weighed like 30 kilos.
I liked seeing the slow progress of it being somewhat old and antique-y to being totally destroyed.
There was one shot where it was meant to look like I was throwing it off of a bridge, and I threw it at a weird angle. It landed right on the corner, and the whole corner just caved in.
I had no qualms about the suitcase going in the water. Going in the water. There's worse things in the Port River than an old suitcase. But then I thought, no, we'd only get one take of it. How are we going to get it out again?
We had a massive amount of fishing line attached to it, and Luke's girlfriend, Anna, was just dragging it back out of the water constantly, and then we had to empty the water because it was, submerged.
Do it again. It floated.
Pull it in.
That corner's taken on water.
It's sinking so quickly.
The shit's floating out.
Luke was a director. No. I feel like there are a few times I had to prompt him to be like, what do you want from me?
Dylan was looking at me, going, direct me, and I'm going, well, you're the actor, act. Like, I would tell him, look sad, and he'll look, he'll do this. I go, no, that looks stupid. Act better.
You go, whoa! Whoa! You're going too crazy with the eyes.
The Sharksfin Bible.
Oh. This is just full of notes.
Where is this shot? Am I supposed to have... Is this the one where the next shot is inside the fridge?
Yes.
Did you already do a shot walking to the fridge?
No. We got you getting up.
It made a big difference. It wasn't just winging it like we normally would.
It's pretty much, apart from I think 2 shots, is exactly how the thing came out.
And horrifying drawings of my face. I don't know if you can see that. Whenever I had to do lines, I have to look like I'm talking.
It's not audible, but he has to say something. So he was just making up his own lines.
Being the car, that's pretty slow, but it worked. That's something. How are you? Yeah, not bad. This is how normal people talk on the phone. Yeah, I guess so.
I had all this planned in my head before I came around those days. I was like, yeah, easy, I'll just talk about this, I'll say this, I'll make it sound like I'm saying this. And then when it came to actually doing it, and I'm just there talking to myself and everyone's standing around watching, it got weird, it got uncomfortable.
And he's just talking such shit to himself.
There's a few times I ended up talking about cheese into the phone. It's harder than it looks to just continually talk about nothing.
Ad-libbing's really hard.
Just keep talking.
Hopefully nobody can tell. I'm talking about cheese currently.
And I still got to be the lead.
When I was a kid, I always hated just like those narrative film clips where it's, you know, you don't see the band at all, it's just some story. So we've got a mix in us playing, and that was just a throwback to like 2000s metalcore as well. It's like the band playing in the grassy field. That tied it. Then I was like, well, how can I link these two together? And I didn't have an ending for the story, so I was like, oh, Dylan throws the thing off the bridge and we're playing under the bridge. There's the connection.
The performance in the port was a long, long day.
This is my Sharksfin.
Like so fucking brutal.
It was a great day. Thought it was going to rain, but it turned out to be just an overcast, sunny day.
It was worse than playing any show we've ever played, where I'm giving it 100% for 30 minutes and then I get to go and do my own thing for the rest of the night. That's fine. I could do that every night of the week, but doing this for like 5 or 6 hours straight was just so fucking unbearable.
I threw my shoulder out, and my neck and shoulder still hurt like a month later because I didn't warm up.
When we first got to the site, it was really quiet and we had set up, and then as soon as we hit play for the first time, these two guys rocked up and started fishing like 20 meters away from us.
The looky-loos, the sticky beaks.
And just random people would pull up and watch us for ages, and it was super annoying and uncomfortable.
Kind of weird. They don't really know what you're doing. They might not be able to see the camera, or might not be able to hear playback. We just look like we're just, you know, playing our guitars, not plugged in, and just dancing around like fuckheads. So it was kind of weird to see, well, it must have been weird for them to see all this out of context.
I've never been playing half the time because I got the guitar like over my head and shit, but it's like, it looks cool, it looks good.
I just appreciate not being told to, you know, fuck off from where we were.
Ambulance!
You know, boats off to the side, you know, stopping and waving at us.
Someone took a photo and sent it to the band Facebook page. That was kind of cool.
And then a boat came past pulling a fucking Subway sandwich. That was kind of sick. It was massive, massive sandwich prop.
I want to eat it. Yum, yum.
My brother-in-law came with his drone and did some really good aerial shots, which was much appreciated.
One of Dylan's 200 family members had one and knew how to fly.
He just sort of flew it around for a bit and, you know, got some really cool like aerial shots and sort of panning shots that we just couldn't have got otherwise.
So I went home that night, very tired, very sore. I had a bath and a beer, and it was a good night. It's definitely up there as one of my favorite songs, I think. I don't know why, there's something different about it.
Thank you so much for watching the Making of Sharksfin.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the track.
Keep an eye out for the next one.
We're really excited to keep putting out new music and new videos for you.
This was a lot of fucking hard work. Good.
Good.